everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of It.
Welcome. Thanks for listening. Before we get too into what we just watched tonight, which I have lots of thoughts.
Yeah.
Go to your web zones. YouTube's a big one. That's where we kind of engage mostly.
Seems that's the one where most people will comment.
Seems like that's it.
And whatnot.
So yeah, please go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Really helps out the podcast. It helps us out everywhere though. Go to Spotify, rate us. Go to
Follow us wherever.
Apple Music. We're everywhere. So please go and support us. Support little tiny podcasts like us. We really do appreciate it. Even if we just get to one person, like we've said it a million times, it's made our day. So if you can share it to one more person, if we get one more subscriber, anything like that, really makes our day and makes us happy so we can make more content like this. So we really do appreciate you for listening. Thank you. I want to just get that out of the way because I want to talk a little Rawhead Rex. Is there any other like housekeeping things we have?
No.
I know we got a new subscriber, which is good, and a few more recommendations.
You got another recommendation just like 5 minutes ago.
So just know,
I added it.
and I'm sure you all know by now, but if you're new here, we do recommendations every 5 episodes. So get them in.
This one is a future year, so we'll do it when we get to that year, but your recommendation
it's on the list. Yeah. So I mean, if it's a previous year we've covered,
every 5 episodes,
we will add it to the list, and it's every 5 episodes. But if it's in a future year, we'll probably wait until we get to that year.
We will watch it when we're in that year.
Yeah. So just know we will get to it at some point. We're not, skipping you by any means. We will get to it. So let's talk
Rawhead Rex.
Rawhead Rex.
Rawhead Rex.
Wow. I mean, we can't really talk about this without talking about. I'm not like the biggest
elephants.
Well,
in the closet.
Well, yeah, the fact that the creator of this thing
disowned this movie,
hated this fucking movie.
So
I mean, to be honest, and we'll get to why.
A little name.
I would be fucking insanely mad too. So
a little name. Just
you might have heard of him, maybe.
Little horror name.
He's not iconic or well known in the horror verse at all.
He hasn't been referred to as this, the British Stephen King or anything like that.
No, not at all.
Clive Barker wrote the short story this is based on.
So I looked it up. It's in Books of Blood, Volume 3.
Which, if you haven't read those and you like short horror fiction, I mean, what are you doing? Get off this podcast.
Well, especially if you like body horror, what are you doing?
Well, anything really.
Well, I mean, he tackles like every single like psychological horror, like
there's like funny ones in there too.
Sexual sadism. Yeah. Like he made Hellraiser, so I mean, it's like there's something for everyone with Clive Barker. Yeah. He just goes for it, and he's not afraid. His writing's really good too. Like there's a reason. There's a reason he's so popular is because his writing is really well done. He's very good at like describing things. He's not afraid to go places.
Artistic.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really like, and it's a lot of like almost like. I would argue kind of more of an extreme like H.P. Lovecraft kind of vibe to it. Like these like horrors and like these.
It's like H.P. Lovecraft if H.P. Lovecraft was horny.
Well, yeah, he's very into like hornier shit. It's very much a lot of stuff like kind of subjects they deal with like in Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Hellraiser is literally
like a sex cult. So sex. Yeah, it's a sex cult. So. Anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. We both have read Rawhead Rex. We'll point out a couple differences here and there. I think we should do a Rambler.
Probably.
If you're okay with that. Just because...
Yeah.
I don't know if there's not much of a, like, actual, like, plot here just because it's so simple. Basically, people fuck around with an ancient statue, they let out a monster, havoc ensues.
Yes.
That's literally the plot. We do get like I'm putting this in air quotes here, an American family.
Well, they're very American. They asked if there was McDonald's in Dublin, okay? Because the other thing is this is
and one of them's reading a comic book, but it's a UK Secret Wars. So, you know.
So this is a Irish film.
Yes.
The first, possibly only, maybe.
I don't know. You can double.
Have on this
I don't know
podcast?
if anyone. I'm not going to do a deep dive into our podcast to see if we've done an Irish movie.
No, we have not.
I don't think we have. But
This is it. But this is an Irish movie, and our main character is like he's an American. He's on a work trip investigating old. How the fuck does he say it? It's like old, cult.
It's like
Sacred cult sites.
Basically what he's doing is he's researching churches that were built on top of like pagan sites.
Sacred pagan sites.
Like ritual sites or other churches, but like not Christian churches that were like demolished to build Christian churches on top of them.
Yep.
That's his whole research because he's a writer. So he's taking pictures, trying to get like a lay of the land.
He's got his family with him on this thing.
And so that's what his research is. And so, of course, this church that he goes to is built on top of like a pagan. I think, did they say pagan? Is it pagan?
They didn't.
I think in the book it's different, but
they said. I don't remember if they. I think in the book it's like a druid thing, but I think it's like. You could call it pagan because they say pre-Christian.
Yeah. So they, so he's like researching all this. He's like dealing with the townspeople that are kind of weird. And we get the whole, I guess we'll kind of do the setup. There's a farmer that's trying to like take down a giant stone statue in his
in the middle
farm.
Of his field, yeah.
And he's enlisting his friends. They can't get it out of the ground. And while this guy's researching and doing all this stuff, like a heavy storm is coming in. And finally, the farmer is able to like leverage underneath it. A bunch of steam and smoke comes up. And he finally pries it. We get the giant stone dick just slamming down onto the ground.
And Rawhead comes out.
Yeah, so it's
Donkey Kong
it's from the it's from the poster. If you've seen the poster, that's like the first image we get of Rawhead.
Yeah, just him bursting out of the ground.
Because he like flings out and he kills the guy
off camera for that one.
But I would say it's kind of weird because a lot more deaths than I was expecting are off camera.
Just the one.
There's like
two actually.
Well, because they show aftermath
a
lot, so they will show it, but there's not like any like. Well, there's like 2 or 3 off-screen deaths, but I thought all of them. I was
mostly thinking this guy, and then the he doesn't technically die, but the priest at the end of the movie.
Well, okay, so this guy, there's the guy in the trailer park that gets his hand ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of dies off camera, like you see his hand get ripped off, but you don't see
his head get lobbed off.
Yeah, you don't see his head get lobbed off, and then there was also the third guy, which is the guy that the RawMAN Rawhead fucking hung up in the forest. You don't see him.
You see him die on screen because he's the first kill.
But I thought you didn't see him die on screen. I thought you saw him like get eaten on screen, but not die.
Well, he's dead. I mean,
he's dead when he's like getting eaten.
Yeah,
but...
so he dies on screen.
Okay, whatever. Semantics. Anyway,
he dies on screen.
It will go into something that is kind of like almost like a little tiny teaser on like just a little critique I had on the movie if we're going into it. Let's get like the goods out of the way though. I think we should do like the good stuff and the stuff we liked first, and then we'll get into like the kind of the problems, which there are quite a few of them for me at least.
Some.
So the good stuff is I think it's highly entertaining when you get average like Irish actors or English actor, and I am counting this as a good because I was highly entertained by it.
Pretending to be American?
Pretending to be American, but like failing every single time they're on screen.
Because our guy has 2 kids.
The kids are like one kid tries, the other one does not try at all. Because they're introduced in this movie, like basically these are like their first acting roles, and I don't know why you would take an Irish kid as their first acting role and be
who
like,
are probably not trained actors,
well, and probably haven't practiced like an American accent. I don't think they've been trained on an American accent, and the few weeks that they were probably filming with them probably weren't enough time to get them to hone in their accent, right?
Yeah, not quite.
And it's kind of I'm sure, I'm not Irish, so I don't know. I would assume that the Irish accent is a little hard to like mask. Mm-hmm. You probably have to work on like different enunciations to kind of quell the accent. So obviously these kids did not do that.
Not quite.
They sound very Irish, except for the boy who somewhat sounds kind of Irish, but then his English accent is a little better than the little girl's. So it kind of sounds like this weird hybrid. It just sounds weird at certain points. I will say the mom did okay.
Yeah.
There's a few points where you can kind of tell. I do love the dude, though, because he didn't just choose one American accent.
It was many.
He was many. There's, like, times where he's getting frustrated with, like, the police and stuff. He'll go into, like, a New York accent. He'll go into, like, fucking New Jersey. It's just fucking all this, like, shit. It's just all these It's
a road trip, okay?
Yeah, it's like a fucking amalgamation of, like, different, dialect. Well, I don't know, dialects. That's not the right word, but accents from different states in the United States.
It's a road trip.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
Now, I will say he does the best because when he's like calm, he can kind of like dial it in. But there is times when he gets like super frustrated.
It's just harder to hide.
It's just a gambit. It's just like a Rolodex of fucking accents that he has.
It's a little harder to hide in those moments.
Now, every other actor is Irish as well because they they filmed in Ireland. It looks beautiful. And so we don't have to worry about that with anyone else because they're all supposed to be Irish. So,
but on the main characters, they decided that him and his family, they're not locals. Okay.
So I just don't know why you would make that decision. But then again, like I said, we're counting it as a good thing because it is highly entertaining watching them struggle with their accents the entire movie.
It's like about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because the Americans.
Oh, well, of course. They have to talk about McDonald's.
They're Americans.
What's the most American thing you can write about, okay? McDonald's. Americans love McDonald's.
Yeah, that's that's all we think about.
It's like in some of the Japanese shows, like the Super Sentais, they'll have like American actors. I say quotes because a lot of them are like not American at all.
People they found on the street, yeah.
And it's all about like baseball or like something like that, where it's like they just
what are Americans like?
They assume that they like try and tap in on like what's popular in America.
What are Americans like? Baseball and McDonald's. I got it.
Oh man. There's so many episodes where they just do that. Or like in the newer seasons, a lot of the Americans will be kind of like the equivalent to like Power Rangers Samurai. There's a fucking fanboy that tries to join their team and he's like this fat, like fat bearded guy. And I'm like, oh my God, they knew what they were doing.
I wonder what nationality.
He's the Brown Ranger, apparently.
Like, shit. Brown Ranger.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
but it's hilarious. It's so good. But it kind of reminded me of that, where they're just like, okay, what's American? What's the most American thing we can think of? McDonald's.
And McDonald's
Let's
are
do
comic
it.
books.
So yeah, that's what they did.
The boy loves his comic books.
So then, another good thing is it is pretty violent, which I appreciate.
It's definitely R-rated.
It's definitely R-rated. There's lots of like there's one decapitation, but there's also like a hand decapitation. That's some weird shit going on. Cause like, I mean, the monster's running rampant. You see it like at the beginning, and then it just like goes and starts killing everyone while they're trying to figure out how to destroy it, basically. I will say the scene, cause I mean, at this point, the monster's killed some people. It's kind of violent and everything. The scene where he kills the guy's son is probably the most brutal.
Because that one is that's the only scene where the death is like fully kind of off screen.
Right. But you see the aftermath.
Yeah,
and
you see
pretty
like
brutal.
His bloody like boot and his comic book.
Because the comic is covered in blood. And you see his little boot. And
should have had a McDonald's bag there too.
I know.
They
should have. Little half-eaten burger or something.
Because they kind of do like a fake out thing where the
little girl needs to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And so they pull over on the side of the road because she insists. She's like, I have to go now.
I can't wait.
Like pee my pants, basically. So they pull off the side of the road. She goes behind a bush. And while he's watching her, she screams. So the mom and I don't know why both of them.
No, because the dad is, he goes with her.
Well, so he's watching from afar to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And then the little girl goes behind a bush and screams. And the mom reacts and the dad reacts. And they go behind the bush.
And she screamed.
It's like a dead rabbit.
Yeah, she found a dead rabbit. And they're all, everything's okay, calming her down.
I do admit, okay. This scene is good, but I do also have some problems with this scene as well. I will get into them. They're very like nitpicky, I will be honest. It's not like important at all. It's just something I found kind of weird.
Does it have to do with the monster?
Well, sort of. Just because I don't get a monster that huge. I'll just go over it. A monster that huge tearing up a car where he can tip over an RV. We've already seen him tip over a RV. We've already seen him throw people like feet into the air. He's a very strong dude, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't make that van rock at all.
Nope. He was very
he was very gentle with it. He was very
gentlemanly about it.
That's the only thing I don't get, because the dad looks multiple times. And the kid didn't scream loud. So the little girl screamed loud enough. The mom came over. But the boy in the van didn't scream loud enough that the dad heard it?
Nope.
It just doesn't make sense. The math isn't mathing to me in this scene.
Because the boy like freaks out, but he doesn't fully.
He's like in shock,
scream.
and I get that. But then again, the monster would shake that fucking van.
No, because the monster's just like reaching in and.
But the van would be rocking,
wagging his hand.
The van wouldn't be like static. It wouldn't be just like there.
I think he wasn't rocking because he basically inserted like most of his body.
Well, like I said,
it's like he opens a door.
Like I said, it was mostly nitpicky because ultimately the kid dies, obviously,
and it's like, I mean, only like 7 seconds that the kid's alive, and then he dies.
And like, I don't know, the deaths are pretty good. There's like a kid death. I don't know how you feel about that one way or another. I don't particularly like them, but I like it when a movie is not afraid to kind of go there, because it's supposed to show like horrific shit, right?
Well, it also gives, because at this point they're leaving the village, and this basically gives
him a reason to go back.
It gives him a reason to go back and also be much more aggressive about figuring all this out.
I'm just trying to get a lot of the good stuff out of the way so I can talk about our favorite character and like go into his story and like all the shit that happens with him.
His struggle.
He's the best. I will say I did like the other priest guy, not the one that turns evil,
The Clock Man,
but the clock man.
Yeah, because he's like the
exposition person.
He's the head non-corrupted priest, which we'll get into. But the biggest thing about him is that when they show his like office, there's
clocks everywhere. I don't really understand, and he even makes a clock a pun. He says like, I got too much time. He doesn't say I have too much time on my hands, but that was the good one. That
would make sense.
He says something about like time, and it's a pun. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. He collects antique clocks, I guess.
But it's hilarious, and he acts as he tries to look into the records of the church that they were destroyed. He tries to battle the monster at one point, and he kind of creates a distraction.
He tries to reason with our evil priest man.
He does, and his
not having it.
His death scene is very interesting.
Irish,
and it's in our. I have to go over it. I know it's in the bad. It's
a ramble.
Did it fucking again?
What?
The fucking monster walks out with this priest.
Oh my god.
Carrying him, like cradling him. I know. I'm never gonna let this down until they fucking do it. If you've listened to this podcast, you know my one wish, my one true wish in any movie.
I know it happens in some movies.
I know it does. I don't think it's happened on the podcast.
I don't know. We've watched over 250 movies.
I don't think I would be this adamant about it. And you can check me if you want to, whoever's listening to this, if you want to go back. If this has happened? Yeah, if this has ever happened, please let me know. Because if I'm bitching for no reason, then that's on me.
How dare you?
So he picks the priest guy out. And again, if you've listened to this podcast, you know. Know.
You're passionate about this.
How torqued I was getting.
So not happening.
The fucking monster lifts the guy over his head.
Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get into that in our the bad.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, the very ugly in this case, very, very fucking ugly, and not in a good way. So he lifts the priest over his head, and if you know me, and you know this podcast, you know what I want to fucking see.
He does not
on
rip
screen.
him in half.
I want to fucking see someone get ripped in half. It's never happened. They always build up to it, and then it's just stupid. They just fucking throw the body.
That's what he does. He throws him, and then
it's stupid.
He dies and
tear him in half.
Says some gobbledygook that we could not understand at all.
Yeah, well, that's what we were saying. If we had subtitles on it, it would just be like Irish death sounds.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Well, I think he's trying to give some like
advice
where the fucking tablet that they ultimately used to destroy the monster with.
As in the altar. He just dies, and they all know what's happening.
Yeah, they're okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad he told us. Sweet, sick.
See, I think my favorite death scene is the guy who's trying to get his rocks off in our lovely trailer park.
This one is good. The one where they're like running through the forest.
And it's like this low shot of them running, and it focuses on them like holding hands as they're running from Rawhead. And then he basically like surprises them, and then you just see like something happen, but the woman keeps running, and then she gets to like the crowd, and they're like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "We were running away," and she's like,
supposedly like holding his hand, right?
And then she's like, "It's over there," and she lifts up her hand, and she's holding a severed hand,
and she drops it. I do also like how they depict like, you know, how actual people would react seeing this thing. I think that's pretty well written and pretty well directed.
Almost everyone's just speechless.
Well, because they're like in shock, but like what they do is the people actually look like they're in shock. Like the first death, the guy that dies on screen, the woman witnesses it, and the monster like tries to attack her, but she's pregnant, so he can't do anything. We'll also get into
he fears. It fears what it can't.
Well, that will be
do or something like that.
The end of like what I liked about the movie, because I do like how the allegories they use to kill the monster
is in keeping with the.
It is pretty good, and it is in line with the book as well. So basically, I do like where. What was I just fucking saying? Jesus Christ.
Trauma.
So the traumas, because when she gets attacked, when a guy comes to check on them, he sees the woman, and she like growls at him, and then like does like a blood curdling scream, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty. I would assume that if you saw this fucking Donkey Kong nightmare thing, that you would probably fucking do the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's pretty horrific. Obviously, if you put yourself in their shoes, of course you're going to get fucking traumatized by that. And I think the director, for all the faults in this movie, did a pretty good job at conveying that, at least. Mm-hmm. Because even when the kid is trying to...
when he sees it,
he will not talk.
Yes, one of the kids at the trailer park, he sees Rawhead eating a body.
I think it's his brother. I think that's what they were trying to go for.
No, it's the guy from
from the farm.
Yeah.
But the one he kills is that the kid's brother.
I'm guessing.
Because at the end, he's at the grave site.
He's trying to get his rocks off.
What?
He's trying to get his rocks off.
Yeah, the guy trying to get his rocks off is the brother of the kid in the...
There's not a lot of room in that caravan.
And I mean, there's a later point where he won't talk, but he'll draw a picture, and another kid draws a picture of the same thing, so they know it's a monster kind of thing.
A monster with red eyes.
So let's get into our favorite character, our priest.
This guy, he is a normal person for maybe 2 minutes of our movie.
I think, honestly, as far as acting chops go, this guy and the detective are probably the two best ones.
Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah. Well, because he gets also, he gets like... Let's kind of throw this out. He gets possessed too, and he like sets a bunch of cop cars on fire, and then lights them up. He like lights himself on fire, and
T-poses
in front of him.
While he's burning to death.
While he's burning to death and saying, like, I did this for you. I did this for you.
Because Rawhead lovingly stares him in the face.
Yes. We should also mention in the book, Rawhead is called Rawhead because his head looks like raw meat.
Looks like raw meat, yeah.
It looks like raw meat. That's why he's called Rawhead. He also looks like a
dick.
Well, yeah, he's shaped like a giant penis.
The short story is about dicks.
It's about like hyper masculinity. It's a
aggression.
It's when you take it too far. When little like masculine microaggressions are taking.
Will.
Yeah, it's when
insult them by way of 1985.
But 1985 is when Clive Barker wrote about when you take an alpha male and put him too far. Like this is like Liver King if he like got possessed by an eldritch horror, and
then dies by the power of vagina. Magic.
I mean, Liver King probably would die by the power of vagina magic, but
I think Liver King would die by the power of not having his steroids.
Well, that or just eating so much raw meat that his like veins explode or something. I don't know.
We can only hope, okay?
This is not
only hope.
This is not the Shit on Liver King podcast, but it is.
But it kind of is.
It is kind of a funny comparison because when I picture what Clive Barker was describing,
that's what that was. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Little did he know that when he wrote that little short story,
it's kind of weird. Like in
mid-80s,
who knew? Like I didn't. Maybe Maybe he's like
like poetry.
He's a philosopher.
Yeah.
He's like Nostradamus of alpha males.
He got it right accidentally.
He did.
Pure accident. But that's... This Clive Barker, everything is very sex fucking...
Well, okay, so like it's a hypersexual story.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of it. It's hypersexual. It's like, how Ridley Scott made Alien and Aliens super hypersexual. This is exactly what they did too.
You didn't notice it. But your brain did.
But your brain did. And when you read it, you definitely know, obviously.
I mean, the written word conveys quite a bit.
So, so where I'm going with that is, the pissing scene.
Okay, so the evil priest, he's good for maybe 2 minutes of our hour and 30 minutes.
But he's not really. He's even kind of a dick.
He's weird.
Even when the fucking guy comes in.
But yeah, and it's like weird. I don't know why he's already a dick, but he touches. There's an altar in the church, and for some reason, once Rawhead comes out of his dick tomb, if you touch the altar,
dick tomb,
it burns your hand, and then you see like through Rawhead's eyes.
Yes.
And when he does it, he sees through Rawhead's eyes, and he basically sees God.
He listened to an alpha male podcast and got brain rotted.
This is what happens when you take a little baby dick brain and you subject him to a dude bro podcast, and
you just pump him full of fucking testosterone,
and you pump him full of Bang energy drinks and and pre-workout, and he says, "I don't need Jesus.
I don't need Jesus. The gym is my church.
I found the new God.
Gym is therapy."
In this case, gym references being pissed on.
Yeah, sorry.
But
that's what
happens.
It is just, again, I'm not trying to offend anyone. These are all jokes, obviously. But if you're this brain rotted like alpha male, then this isn't the podcast for you. So,
yeah, I mean, look, grow a pair. I don't. Okay.
So anyway, he gets all fucking like
weird, extra weird,
manipulated. He's even a bigger dick because the guy tries to come in and take a bunch of pictures.
Smashes his camera.
Well, because he notices, like, okay, so basically...
He's always laughing and cackling. There's a bit where,
he also says, fuck, like, he swears the most out of any character.
My favorite is when they would cut from, like, a scene would be happening, and they would just cut to 2 seconds of him, like, staring at the stained glass window with Rawhead and the red laser eyes.
Well, and he
just cackles.
The continuity kind of sets it up like he's just been staring at the fucking glass for like hours, if not days.
Yeah. And then eventually we get to the main scene. Our favorite moment. When Rawhead finally comes to the church and he's like, "You finally arrived."
Well, because this is when they're going to confront the other priest and try and join him into the fold, right? Mm-hmm. Because, Rawhead needs more followers.
Yeah.
To pump out whatever. And so he
needs more people to buy his supplements, Will.
Yeah. So he the priest looks outside, I guess, and see
Rawhead have join my
my brain.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a multi-level marketing,
dude. My brain had trouble just kind of piecing together what I was witnessing on
when
screen.
He started pissing. Well, because the priest is
pissing together what happened on screen.
You finally come, and he's he rips open his chest. Fucking no, and just I'm what's happening? And then the other priest is hiding behind a tombstone. And he's watching what's happening, and then it just has this faraway shot. And there's a stream of piss.
Well, and Rawhead has his hand down near his crotch, so he's pissing all over the priest. He's literally giving the priest a golden shower.
I can't. Oh my god.
Oh god. And this also will tie into some of the bads of this movie.
Really?
I'll tell you how. Not this scene in particular,
Uh-huh.
but there's a reason that this scene like stands out and some of the other ones don't. In a way. So yeah, he just gets straight up fucking pissed on.
And then after that, he goes full lunatic. Because he's talking to the other priest and is like, I've seen God. Like, all this fucking shit.
Pay $10,000 and get my golden shower
he's like,
supplement.
what do you think he'll do to you? He'll kill me, and that's what I hope for.
I want to die by... Well, and so they kill the priest, and they go back in, and now the dude's there, right? The main guy. Because he went back, because he figured out that there was a missing piece to the stained glass.
Because it's been rebuilt many times.
So there's like a tablet that was missing. But it's some kind of weapon to help him destroy Rawhead.
Because in the stained glass, it's depicting this thing, like, holding him down in the ground, like this thing defeated him. Defeated Rawhead.
Right, because he can only destroy, he can't create. And so he, like, they're going through I love the priest is just like absolutely fucking demolishing this goddamn church.
Just throwing Bibles and
He's
shit.
throwing like fucking papers, lighting fires near the piano, fucking drawing all over the walls. Like he
looks like that fucking thing from with Charlie Day and
Oh yeah, where he's like trying to. I can't remember what he's trying to figure out, but he has that board with all the like, strings going like
from
to
It's Always Sunny
to like random pictures, and he's like he's all like
I got it.
He's all manic and like
That's what he
crazy.
looks like. But yeah, he goes in there and because I'm assuming when our good priest or whatever was dying, he told him that
the tablet was in there.
Thing is in the altar.
Because, I mean, there was a scene where he put his hand on the altar and started to see Rawhead, but, like, resisted the temptation.
He was able to resist it. Our other guy, he wasn't able to resist the brain rot.
He fell for he took the red pill.
He took it too hard.
Damn it.
He
lost another one.
He didn't have the bullshit detector on,
We lost another one, boy. He was already kind of a dick, so I guess it makes sense, but...
Yeah, he was already led that way.
Yeah.
But, he takes it off, and... the whole thing is like illuminated in red, and he finds a little fertility doll.
So they're gonna have like a showdown in the cemetery. And so he and the priest go into the cemetery.
And the priest is like talking to Rawhead, like I couldn't stop him.
He's like, he's got the thing. He's got the thing. I can't remember what they call it, but and then Rawhead.
He's got the feminine thing.
Rawhead like embraces him.
I guess he's probably pissed because he's like, you fucking failed, you chump, you little bitch.
I love the guy. He goes like,
oh, yeah.
And his like, it's weird. They like fuck around with like the audio on his voice because they like amp up the like, it's almost like an auto-tune effect.
Yeah.
Because he like starts to go all like electronic voice. I don't fucking understand why.
He's coming.
Well, he looks like he's like.
Because Rawhead.
An absolute fucking euphoria.
Bites him, and our dude just dies euphorically.
He's just like, oh yeah, I got pissed on, and I got nommed on. Bro,
self-respect.
Bro is having the time of his fucking life.
He flew way too close to the sun on this one, okay? But he's done for.
Oh yeah, he's totally fucking dead. So, the guy tries to lift up the fucking talisman. And he's
like, all right, baby.
He's like talking to the fucking statue.
Come on, sweetie. And nothing's happening.
Like, come on,
nothing's
come on,
happening.
baby. He's like catcalling it for some reason, which maybe that's why it didn't work either. Because what fucking woman likes that?
He can't do it because he's a man.
He's a man, and it's a female statue.
It needs female on.
So Rawhead knocks him over,
energy,
and his wife comes over and picks up the statue.
And immediately.
And the fucking galactic battle starts.
And it fucking annihilates.
It's like the celestial battle.
Rawhead cannot.
But Rawhead doesn't have a chance
because
the power of WAMN.
The power of WAMN annihilates fucking RawMAN.
Which honestly,
yeah,
it's true.
I mean, look, yeah, he can't handle it, and that's it. It kills him.
There we go. We've solved toxic masculinity.
Because I swear,
toxic murderous masculinity.
I don't know if they did it on purpose. Probably did do it on purpose. But when she picks it up, because when our guy's holding up the statue, it's just like normal. But when the woman holds it up, there's a little shape on it.
It looks like a vulva. Yeah.
You didn't notice it, but your brain did.
I guarantee that was on purpose. There's no way there was
Clive Barker.
There's no way that was an accident.
It's a Clive Barker joints.
I do like the allegory here, though. I do like the kind of interesting way they go about telling that basically the only thing that can stop this thing
is what gives life.
Is and that's why he didn't attack the pregnant woman. It's just only a woman can defeat this like toxic, masculine, horrific
this thing that
monster.
Just exists to destroy.
Yeah.
It does not create, it destroys.
Exactly. And like what's more powerful than like motherhood and like the power of creating life.
It's too much for
I don't know, for like a fucking throwaway monster B movie, it's a pretty good way to end that, to be honest.
I mean, it's in keeping with not all the themes of the short story, but
right. Well, because I mean, in the short story, he does make the statue work. The guy does, and then the villagers kill Rawhead. So it's a little different. I actually kind of like the movie version a little bit more. Don't come after me, Clive Barker fans. I
mean, he did write it.
I still like he did write the screenplay. Yeah. So I know he hated it, and this kind of leads perfectly into our what is bad about the movie. And there's one glaring gorilla fucking Donkey Kong ass problem with this movie.
As we kind of mentioned,
I'm sure you've seen it. I think it was kind of a meme in the movie circuit kind of thing for a minute. The look of the monster, because it's a big problem
in the short story. I mean, obviously they say that his face looks like raw meat, and it's kind of described as a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, if you follow us on Instagram, I did show a side by side on our stories. It's probably still up there of what the original, what Clive Barker, because he did the comic, what Clive Barker wanted Rawhead to look like, and then what he actually looks like in the movie.
What it looks like in the movie, which is more of a ogre look.
It is a very ogre-ish and he's ogre-ish and he's wearing kind of like medieval garb.
Yeah, I think weird. In the fucking short story,
because in the book it's just a naked monster.
Yeah,
it doesn't care. It's like a creature.
It walks around with his dick swinging. I mean,
it's a creature. Who cares?
Fuck does it care?
And so I don't know, the movie from like the fucking collarbone down, not that bad, right? The problem is when you go to the face, it just does not look real at all. It looks very hokey, I guess.
The issue is
the eyes.
Something about the eyes, they just look.
I kind of compared it to, if you've seen the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but
I mean, that was way better, obviously. That they did a way better job with that. But the eyes are kind of like that, but like worse, closer together and red.
Yeah. And
he kind of looks like a weird like ogre ape man. It's very weird because they do a lot of close-up shots, and I don't know why you would, because
I wanted more.
Because it looked like that.
I wanted to stare me deep in the eyes.
Because when they show the shoulders, it doesn't. The proportions don't make sense.
Well, the other thing is, the eyes combined with the fact that his mouth is permanently open
Yeah.
is also...
That's really weird,
adds-
yeah. That they couldn't close the mouth.
It adds to the effect.
Well, and
of
he,
the-
like, barely blinks. From far away,
Yeah.
he looks pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he doesn't blink. His eyes, when they show close-ups, they, like, squint. But you don't really see him blink.
It's very clearly animatronics. I get they were probably under, like, a time pressure, so I don't want to, like...
And budget.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, harp on it too long, but it does look bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fucking bad.
It's fine.
And
It could be worse, but it's definitely... It does not inspire fear. I'll say that.
No, it was kind of more goofy than that.
Every time this stupid thing was on screen, I was kind of like amused, and I was just like, you know what? If they want to show all the close-ups of this thing, please do. Because at that point,
We compared it to like a nightmare version of Donkey Kong.
it looks like Donkey Kong.
And
Donkey Kong when he's got his mouth open smiling.
Yeah.
That's our movie.
So I want to go back to the piss scene, right? Because I'll never stop talking about the golden shower scene.
Yes.
It's hilarious. What my main problem with this movie, and you know, if you have other issues, obviously, let's go over them. But they didn't go extreme enough, in my opinion. I don't think this is like Clive Barker, right? If you know Clive Barker, he is into some fucking weird, crazy horror shit. Mm-hmm. And I get a lot of that does not translate to movies. Obviously, it's hard to do. It would be really hard to do a lot of his stories a movie version, right? But if you're going to make a movie based on RawMAN Rex and make it like
RawMAN Rex is the podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to RawMAN Rex. Today, make sure you subscribe and buy my supplements.
And only raw meat.
And only raw meat.
Raw red meat.
Today we're eating goat testicles.
It's guaranteed to boost your testosterone.
And I'm going to drink some yak milk to wash it down, okay? Here we go. My problem.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee.
Or they're always sponsored by like some like doomsday prepper.
Oh yeah.
Food readiness bins.
Yeah, some fucking guy in a mansion in the hills is gonna teach you about fucking food readiness.
Yeah.
Give me a
So, but that was my problem. They didn't go like extreme enough where it's like it didn't have that like Clive Barker feel to it. It just kind of felt like an 80s monster movie. And this is not like this is a Clive Barker 80s monster movie. I get he wasn't like up to the heights he is now, obviously, as like iconic and all that stuff, but he did have quite a few books out by then. And you kind of got to feel, I mean, from Books of Blood, this was on the 3rd volume. From the first 2 volumes, you already knew he was fucking...
Well, even comparing the content in the short story to this.
And it's, you know, I just don't think they kind of pushed that envelope. It's just kind of basic for what the source material was, in my opinion.
Other than the pissing.
Well, that's why I kind of like harped on. That's why I like stuck with that piss scene, because it's one of the most memorable scenes and craziest scenes
I've never seen
in the entire movie, and I wish there was more scenes like that. I know we've talked about this before, but it's like if you're gonna do crazy shit like that, make the whole movie that. Mm-hmm. Do crazy shit the whole movie like that. I don't care. I like weird shit like that. I think it's interesting. I think it's entertaining. It's very fucking out there, but I appreciate that because I've never seen that on screen.
Yeah. Now, if you want that, you got to go read the short story. If you want just page after page of crazy wild shit.
And the short story is really well written. Again, it's like he goes very much into like descriptions, and it's very brutal.
And
like
it's only like... I mean, it is pretty short. Like,
so also, I mean, I guess trigger warning, don't read it if you're not into like depiction. I mean, yeah, I shouldn't be into it, but I mean, it has depictions of rape, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, there's no
There's like depictions.
There's
of
no mercy.
Rape, child murder, animal murder,
Everything.
like everything is in it.
Other than
it's like 25 pages of pure
a pregnant woman is spared because
pure fucking mayhem just ensues. Like it's just insanity.
It's great.
But I just wish you don't have to do all that crazy shit. Just do more crazy stuff like the piss scene. Have his disciples do more crazy shit like that. Like, I don't know, have one of his disciples like suck him off or something. I don't know. Like I was just like hoping for something crazy like that where it's like he's having sex with one of the men or like,
Imagine.
Can you imagine, like, on the altar, just, like, fucking the priest or something like that?
That's some good blasphemy.
That would be insane. That would be some blasphemous shit. But he basically is, like, depicted almost as Satan, so, I mean, it would make sense he would do some debaucherous, demonic shit.
No, it's just...
It's pretty... I'm just saying it's pretty tame, which isn't, like, to its, like, absolute detriment. I just wish there was more.
Yeah, because they definitely they could have done more. It's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I think what they did was decent enough to keep you entertained, and it's not like a long movie, so it's fine. I just wish there was a little bit more to kind of like more meat to get into in this a little more
movie. Pizzazz.
Also, I fucking hated the gotcha moment.
They had to.
It's fucking bullshit.
They have to.
It's stupid.
Come on,
It's fucking stupid.
No. Rawhead, he had to zoom at the camera. Zombie Rawhead, I'm sorry, because he's kind of dead.
Well, yeah, because he, like, decays a little bit.
But then at the end of the movie...
So they thought they were going to bring in Rawhead. And
booms.
I guarantee Clive Barker took one look at this film, and they were like, hey, do you want to do a second one? And he was like, fuck no.
Well, as history will tell, after this, he ended up directing... And because he wanted to be,
unless did they do a sequel? No, okay,
no,
thank God.
Because Clive Barker after this said, I'm directing from now on. Yeah, and then we got Hellraiser, and the rest is history.
Yep. And I don't know. I don't know. It's not a bad movie. I was highly entertained the whole way through. Like, it's just a monster movie, and it doesn't waste your time. It, like, gets into it pretty quickly.
Do you want to talk about the Don't Look Now reference?
Yeah, that was weird. It's not, like, good or bad. It's just weird. I don't know why they fucking threw it in there.
Because if you haven't seen the movie Don't Look Now, there's a girl in a red, like, raincoat.
Well, that keeps stalking the main character.
But she keeps showing up. And you never...
Let's not get into... I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen Don't Look Now...
No, we're not getting into spoilers.
We're not getting into spoilers. Go watch that because...
you don't see her face. And it's like every time you see her, it's like an omen of something.
Yeah. I don't want... obviously, if you haven't seen it, like, literally, the twist will, like... At least for me, like, it fucking, like, boggled my goddamn mind.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen... Don't Look Now, it's a horror classic. Watch it.
It's so good. But yeah, they have a weird reference to it in this movie.
Where they see, like, they're, like, kissing, and there's this old woman in a red raincoat who just stares at them. And you're like, okay. And then as she's walking away, the guy's wife is like, she just looks familiar. I don't know. It's just weird. And then that's it.
That scene goes nowhere.
And it's just a reference to Don't Look Now, and I was just like...
The director just threw in... I guess they had nothing better to do, and they're just like, well, we need to pad out like a 2-minute scene.
The studio was like, this movie is about 3 minutes too short.
Yeah.
Like, the theaters won't let me put it in. And he's like, fuck. I have a red raincoat. Okay, got it. Hey,
Don't Look Now reference. Okay,
I'm going to call my grandma.
Yeah, let's get the two main actors. We'll bring them in. Just do a quick little scene,
and that's
in there. I don't know why. It's literally nothing happens from it.
Nothing comes from it. Yeah,
like literally just comes and goes, and there it is.
Oh, the other scene that amused me greatly is when the detective is driving around with some fucking cop in the countryside, and they get attacked by Rawhead. And when Rawhead pulls him out of the car and lovingly stares at him, the other cop just decides, fuck it, and just,
just drives off.
And then ends up flipping his car and dying, apparently.
He's in such a panic that he doesn't see the little tiny hill and takes his car and veers on.
Dukes of Hazzards the car, and that's it for him.
Yep. Well, because it doesn't even show him like getting ripped out of the car or anything.
No,
the car just tips over and the scene's over.
Dies. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, the Rawhead stares in his head, and the guy says some gibberish, and now he's following Rawhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, why
He
not?
got red pilled.
Why not? He got, what did they say, raw
What
man?
color is Rawhead's eyes, Will?
Red.
Whoa.
Oh man, no, I meant, I don't know what, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The yellow, whatever.
They're yellow, whatever. I don't pay attention to that shit.
Who do you think I am, man?
God, I'm gonna go eat a fucking cow's liver now and fuck.
I'm gonna eat a raw cow liver.
I'm gonna go hunt on my. I'm gonna go javelin a fucking cow and go eat its liver. Okay.
Yeah, man. Cows, the fucking fearsome fucking wild animal.
It's too feminine to know someone's eye color, okay? You shouldn't know that shit.
Who do you think I am?
You shouldn't know that shit. I'm RawMAN. I'm RawMAN Rex, okay?
No homo.
RawMAN Rex.
Yeah, well, I'm too, you know what? You know what, Will? I'm too masculine for Clive Barker, okay?
Apparently, unfortunately, I'm soy.
Because, Clive Barker, he is unfortunately, I don't support that, Will. I don't support the gay agenda.
He's openly gay.
He wrote stories with openly gay characters in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
And then,
real, like,
a decade later was like, hey, guys, guess what?
Trailblazer.
I'm gay. And I'm sure a lot of people were like, you know what? I know, bro.
They're like, yeah, we kind of already knew. We've read your
One of their stories literally had a fucking side plot where the two characters went off in the woods and fucked. And then it was just in there. It's just like, this is what they did. They're like, okay.
All right, cool.
Some dude in 1984.
And the publisher was just like, all right.
Some dude in 1984 reading this like, okay.
Yeah, they're like, all right. Whatever.
But, now,
but not me.
But
not RawMAN.
Raw.
Not RawMAN Rex, okay? I don't subscribe to that.
I don't even subscribe to fucking.
I don't subscribe to nothing. I'm off the grid, man. Except for my podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button so I can get my 4x4, go up the mountain, and snipe a cougar.
You guys better smash that subscribe button because YouTube's trying to keep us down, man. The elite.
Big media.
They don't want
Big media wants us to keep us down. I'm gonna go into the mountains and snap a.
I'm gonna snipe a rabbit.
I'm gonna go snap a wolf's neck
with my bare hands. Oh, I'm natty, bro. I'm full natty, bro.
I don't even use weapons. I use raw, unbridled strength by my supplements.
Buy more supplements. Buy gold.
I'm gonna snap a wolf's neck and fucking rip its pelt off and
wear it. Wear it on my podcast. You can't see it, but I'm totally wearing it right now.
I think we're all better that RawMAN Rex's podcast doesn't actually exist.
Well, it's going to.
Shit.
I think time is a flat circle. Okay, some of this shit,
or maybe it does, and we're just not in that circle. So
there's so many.
I have no idea.
There's probably one out there.
Yeah, probably, most likely. Fuck. Okay, sorry, we went off on a tangent there. I just had to continue the joke a little bit. It was too good.
We might come back to it.
I think
Shitty to pretty, Will.
You know, very entertaining. I liked some of the effects were really good. Honestly, I'd probably give it like I don't know if it's like 10 levels because I wanted it to really go there.
I'm not going close to 10.
You're not going close to 10?
No.
I'm probably going to give it like a I was thinking it's 6 or a 7, but I was on the fence.
See, I'm leaning towards a 6.
Okay.
Because it is better than like just middle of the road. It is better than that.
We've seen some very shitty fucking monster movies on this podcast, so
it does follow a structure.
Yeah.
Structurally, the movie mostly works.
Well, I mean, it doesn't waste your time, and it goes for it right out the gate.
It has all of like the bits and pieces that you want out of a horror movie, monster movie.
You know what? I'll give it a 6 too because again, it does do all that stuff, but it just doesn't do anything to like, push the boundaries of the genre or like try anything new. Really, it's all just kind of stuff we've seen.
Yeah, there's nothing that.
Like, the only thing was the pissing scene, and I think that's what takes it to a 6.
Yeah, that priest character is it.
Like, if all his people, if he was able to manipulate more people and they were all like that and all fucking crazy and the whole town went just
mayhem,
fucking bonkers, I would love that. That would be 10 out of 10. But it didn't happen, so only one person really, like, turned that evil. I mean, the detective did, too, but...
And then you'd have even more commentary, because you'd have a whole village of red-pilled dudes running around being gremlins.
Yeah, being affected by toxic masculinity, and they have to be taken down by a woman.
And then at the end, a woman shows them a statue of a vag, and they're just soyed away.
Good thing that would never fucking happen.
But she has the power of fucking anime or something.
Men have way more power. By a long shot.
Biologically speaking.
No. Jesus Christ, no. We can't go on
this putting the brain rot out there.
We could do like another whole hour of just RawMAN Rex fucking supplement podcast.
Oh, God. Thank you, Rawhead Rex.
Thank you, Rawhead Rex. Appreciate you.
You know what? Time is a flat circle. We really...
we went places in this podcast I was not expecting, but here we are.
As George Lucas famously stated, I may have gone too far in a few places.
I definitely did, but it's fine. We appreciate everyone for listening. Maybe if you like us, you could share us with a friend.
Oh.
You could.
Was this like The Ring?
You could suggest that we do an entire podcast.
Spread the poison?
I would hate to do this, but you could do an entire fucking podcast of me being RawMAN.
Oh, is that... Okay. Oh, we're going to do spin-offs now?
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
Characters.
Oh.
Make it a variety show.
Like an old radio show.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Reoccurring characters, that just come in and go, RawMAN. He could be... Because no one was annoyed by that at all, right?
It's not real things that exist.
No.
It's not bringing obnoxious...
What are you talking
current trends.
What are you talking about? That doesn't exist?
No. There's no annoying things on the internet.
No, we made up Liver King.
I totally made it up. No one will be stupid enough to listen to some steroided man who tells you to eat red meat all your life. No one will be dumb enough for that. I refuse to accept that, Will.
So anyway, thanks for listening to the podcast. We really appreciate you you all. Sorry this is a weird episode, but we're trying new things and it's fine.
Look, once upon a time, a bunch of Irish knobs in 1986 made a film that for some reason inspired us.
I don't know why. We just fucking went like just like goop brain on this one, but it's fine.
Time is a flat circle.
Yep.
It's like our thing with Avenging Force.
Also,
things just come back around.
go read Clive Barker if you have not. If you enjoy reading and like horror and you like crazy shit, go read Clive Barker.
Especially, if you don't want to read a whole book,
Go.
there's 6 volumes of Books of Blood, and each one of them has like 5 short stories. Listen.
One of the standouts for me, and I think it's in Books of Blood, is In the Flesh.
Yes.
That's a really good one. Go read that if you like some crazy body horror shit.
Candyman was based on one of the stories in Books of Blood.
Yes. So
if you like
he's
Candyman,
very influential.
Yeah.
If you like crazy horror shit like that.
That just goes any genre, whatever.
Go read Clive Barker. Go watch this movie. Tell us what you think of Rawhead Rex. I said it right this time.
Thank you. I was waiting.
Yeah.
Because the brain rot is seeped.
With bated breath, you're just like, is he going to say the right name?
Seeped in. The brain rot. Even I'm like, my brain wants to say RawMAN.
Well, yeah. So Rawhead Rex, go watch it. Tell us what you think. Thank you guys all so much for listening. We really do appreciate you. And thanks for kind of supporting this crazy little podcast we have.
Always appreciate it.
Yep. Well, so as always, for they mostly come out at night, this has been your man, the man with the plan, the one that hates women, RawMAN Rex. Thank you.
Because there ain't no plan B. There's only plan A in this life.
Plan A. That's it.
No snowflake shit allowed here, man. This has been Alex.
We'll talk to you all later.
Boy.
Buy my supplements.